A very good afternoon to one and all. Good afternoon, children. So, today our topic is the Russian Revolution, Russian Socialist Revolution 1917 to 1922. This was a very important revolution, children, from the examination point of view also you have to remember. So, let us discuss about first a general discussion, first general knowledge about the Russia. First about Russia. As you all know that Russia is a vast land that spread over about two continents, Europe and Asia. So what are those two continents, children, where the Russia spread? It spread over the two continents, Europe and Asia. It had the world's third largest population of nearly about 156 millions after China and India. So, what was the population, children? 156 million of population. Next, Russia. It comprised, at the time of revolution, Russia comprised of Russia, Ukraine, Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan. These are the nations that comprised of Russia. And the livelihood of the people, that means people, the main work the people they do over there is agriculture. So livelihood depends on, the life of the people depends on agriculture. Is it clear, children? So as you all know about the Russia was ruled by the emperors, as we call in our country as king, sultans or emperor. But in Russia, Russian emperor were called as Tsar. T-S-A-R. Tsar. So Russian emperor were called as Tsar. At the time of First World War, Russia was under the rule of Tsar Nicholas II. Okay, children. At the time of the First World War, Russia was under the rule of Tsar Nicholas II. So Tsar Nicholas II, he ruled Russia with the help of army and bureaucracy. Is it clear, children? So Tsar Nicholas II, he ruled Russia with the help of army and bureaucrats, politicians. Is it clear, children? So this is just a little introduction about Russia. So what we discussed, children, Russia, it comprised of a vast land. It spread over the area of the two continents, Europe and Asia. It is having the third largest world population nearly about 156 millions of population after China and India. Russia comprised of the nations Russia, Ukraine, Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan. The main livelihood of the people was agriculture, and Russian emperor we call as Tsar. Who was the emperor, children, who ruled at the time of First World War? He was Tsar Nicholas II, who used to rule Russia with the help of army and bureaucrats. I hope it is clear, children, to all of you. So children, just now we discussed about a general introduction about the Russia. Now let us discuss about the Russian Revolution. Russian Revolution was divided into the two phases. March Revolution of 1917 and October Revolution of 1917. So let us first discuss only about the March Revolution of 1917. What were the reasons behind the March Revolution of 1917? So the reasons were, children, by the First World War. As in the previous class we discussed, that Russia was also part of the First World War from 1914 to 1917. So Russia lost the lives of nearly about the 2 millions of soldiers and the civilians because of the First World War. Because of joining the First World War, participating in the First World War, Russia lost nearly about 2 millions of lives of the civilians and the soldiers. That was the first reason. The second reason was, children, it was the shortage of food. As just now I said, the livelihood of the people depends on agriculture. And being a cold country, many times the Russian crops were spoiled because of the snowfall and the other. whatever the remaining food was available in the country, that food was supplied at the war front where the soldiers were were there at the war. That means almost much of the food was supplied to the war areas, to the war front. That led to the shortage of food in the cities. Because of this, what happened? Number of children, number of women, they suffered a lot. The people of Russia suffered a lot for the sake of bread. They died because of starvation, the death of hunger, because of hunger. By seeing this one, on 8th of March 1917, nearly about 10,000 women of Russia, they started a procession. They started a procession at the capital St. Petersburg. What was the capital of Russia by that time? St. Petersburg. They led a procession. And to this procession, number of workers, they also joined in this procession. So, procession is nothing but the rallies, march, like this, children. By seeing this one, the Tsar Nicholas II, he ordered his army to suppress this procession, even by firing also. As not only the women, not only the workers, but soldiers were also, they were having the problem of food, shortage of food. So instead of suppressing this procession, soldiers, they too joined the procession. And in 2 days, as this process, soldiers and everyone, they joined this procession. So what happened? In 2 days, Tsar felt that it was very difficult to control the situation, and in 2 days the Tsar, he fled away. He fled away to other country. He abdicated the throne. Abdicated. He left his throne and fled away. This was a very big victory. We can say a very big victory from the side of workers, women and the soldiers. And then as the Tsar left his throne and he fled away to the other country, a provisional government was formed. A provisional government was established by aristocrats and liberals. Provisional government was established by aristocrats and liberals. So who was the head of this provisional government? The head of this provisional government was Kerensky. And the government that was formed by this person was by the name Mensheviks. Is it clear, children, to you about this first revolution of March, revolution of 1917? So by this we can say that yes, revolution was a successful one. Then what was the reason for the immediately after a few months, after 6 months, another revolution occurred in Russia. So let us discuss about the October Revolution of Russia. But I hope it is very clear to all of you children. So what we discuss in the March Revolution? We discuss in the March Revolution that nearly about the 2 million of soldiers and civilians lost their lives because of the First World War. And whatever the available food was there in the Russia, that food was supplied to the war front. That led to the shortage of bread in the country. And because of that, nearly 10,000 women, they led a procession at the capital St. Petersburg. And who joined them? Workers, even the soldiers, they too joined that procession. Because of that, Tsar, he fled away to the other country, he left his throne, and because of that, children, what happened? A new government was formed by the liberals and aristocrats. The name of the person who established this government was Kerensky, and the name of the party was Menshevik. Kerensky, he belonged to the Menshevik party. I hope it is very clear to you children about the March Revolution. So now let us discuss about the October Revolution. We'll discuss about the October Revolution. October Revolution 1917. So now children, we have to discuss about the next revolution of Russia, October Revolution of 1917. What we discussed just now in 1917 March Revolution, that as the Tsar abdicated the throne, which government was formed, children? It was the provisional government. And who was the leader of this provisional government? Kerensky. He belonged to which party? Mensheviks. So Now, what was the reason? We have to learn now about the reason behind the October Revolution of 1917. So this Kerensky government, this provisional government, decided to continue in the First World War. To continue in the First World War, children, as you remember, the March Revolution reason was that the people were tired of the First World War because of the shortage of bread and also because of the loss of lives. But the provisional government, they decided to continue in the First World War. That was against the wish of the people who supported for that March Revolution of 1917. So they decided to continue the First World War to save the honor. They felt that it was an honor of Russia to be as a part of the First World War, but this government was not thinking about the common problems of the common people. The second one, these common people, they were tired of the military actions and the economic shortage. Continuously military actions and the economic shortage of food and the other problems, children, that made these common people to fed up with this provisional government. Then what the people they did? They started organizing themselves into groups. These groups were called as councils, and later these councils were called as Soviets. It was called, children? It was called as Soviets. So who were there in the Soviet? It was the soldiers were a part of Soviet, industrial workers were a part of Soviet. Then in the rural areas, all these common people, they formed as a Russian Communist Party. They established a group, Russian Communist Party, by the name Bolshevik. What was the name, children? Bolshevik. March Revolution, Menshevik. October Revolution by Bolshevik. Is it clear, children? So now we have to discuss, children, about what was this Bolshevik, who was the leader of this Bolshevik, and what they did it. So now about this leader. So we have to discuss about the leader. The leader was Vladimir Lenin, 1870 to 1924. We have to learn about Lenin now. Okay, children? So now, children, we have to discuss about the Lenin. His full name was Vladimir Lenin. Time period 1870 to 1924. It is very important from the examination point of view, children. Sometimes they ask the question related to the Lenin, separately about the Lenin. Describe about the Lenin or describe about the Bolshevik party. So Lenin was a leader of the Bolshevik party. Just now we discussed, children. And this party got complete support of Soviet. Who was Soviet? Soviet was nothing but, it's a group of people organized by the people of soldiers, industrial workers, common peasants, and everyone. They formed themselves as Soviet. So Lenin, as a leader of this party, he got full support of the Soviet. So now, Lenin, why he got much importance at the time when the provisional government was already ruling the country. So Bolshevik party decided for the immediate peace. The first reason behind this October Revolution 1917, that Bolshevik party or the Soviet, they demanded the provisional government for immediate peace. Okay, that to stop the war, to end the war, and to maintain peace in the country. Second one, that all lands should be nationalized. Nationalized means all land should be under the control of government. All land should be nationalized and all lands to be redistributed to the peasants. You know very well what is the meaning of redistributed. Redistributed, again all the lands should be taken under the control of the government, and again government will distribute those lands to the peasant. That was the second demand of Bolshevik party. They wanted to control over the prices. As already I told you that in the March Revolution there was a shortage of bread. Means there was a shortage of food and the other essentials. Whenever children we find there is a shortage, we find the prices of those essentials, prices of all those things will increase. So in Russia also, what happened, children? All the essentials items, the prices were increased, and it was created a big problem to all the poor people, all the peasants, industrial workers to purchase and to survive. So Lenin wanted to control over the prices. Then Lenin wanted to nationalize all the factories and the banks. Nationalize, just now I told you the meaning of the nationalized. He wanted to nationalize all the factories. What are the factories were established, and all those banks that were established in Russia. So Lenin wanted to control, wanted to nationalize all these things. So these were the 4 demands of the party of Lenin, that was a Bolshevik party. Then what they did in the year 1917, Bolshevik party, they seized the work of provisional government. What do you mean by seize? Seize means they stop the working. They force the provisional government to stop their working. They completely seized the power of provisional government, and as they stopped the work of provisional government, they took certain steps. That means definitely it is a, we can say that Lenin, he won in this revolution of 1917. Kerensky government came to an end, and Bolshevik government started ruling. So Lenin, they took the steps. What was the first? According to his demand, the first step to end the war. So Lenin took the first step to end the to end the war. It means, it doesn't mean that to end the First World War. They withdrew it from the war. Russians, they withdrew it from the war. And the second one, they redistributed all the lands, as he promised that the land should be nationalized and to be redistributed to the peasants according to the promise. Lenin fulfilled it. What they did, they end the war, they withdrew it from the war, they called their army and all the things, children, back to the Russia from the war front, and they redistributed, children, the land. After this one, what happened, children? Can we say that the problems of Lenin was solved? No. Because in Russia, still the people of Russian monarchists, the army of Russian monarchists, means those who supported Tsar, the people, those were related to the Tsar, the emperor. So the Russian monarchists, Russian white monarchists, we can say, children. So this Russian white monarchists, they did not accept how the labours could overthrow all these things and they could take decision for the Russia. So what they did, they started a war. We call that one as a civil war. So there was a civil war, children, between the Russian white monarchist and anti-communist parties. Anti-communist parties. The war was started. This war was supported by Britain. This war was supported by USA, Japan, and France. They supported this war. This was a war against Bolshevik, children. Now you will get a doubt that why this war was supported by all these developed countries of the world. The reason was because this was a revolution where the common group of common workers, they overthrew the emperor of the country. They were taking their own decisions, and all these developed countries, they were already industrialized. They were also having workers or unions, workers organizations. They felt that if this type of feeling was spread to their country, maybe definitely another revolution may broke out in their country. So what they thought, they wanted to suppress the Bolshevik party, and they supported white monarchists. They supported the white monarchist against the Bolshevik party. But anyhow, in the year 1920, Bolshevik party won in the civil war. They were able to control all the situations of the civil war. And as soon as 1920, the Bolshevik party won the civil war, children, we find that the Lenin, he announced the end of vast Russian Empire. Vast Russian Empire. What does it mean? What Lenin announced? End of vast Russian Empire. Children, at the starting of that Russian Revolution, I told you Russia was comprised of nearly, it spread over a vast area of 2 continents. That was Europe and Asia. And in these 2 continents, many countries were there that they joined together and they formed themselves as a Russian emperor under the rule of Russian emperor. Now there is no Tsar rule. So what Lenin announced, he announced that all those countries, those who are a part of Russian emperor, now they are free to become independent. So he announced for the end of vast Russian Empire. Okay, and with this one, children, what he did, he permitted various countries to become independent. So this is the first one, that permission for the independence. Permission for the various countries to become independent. To become independent. So after this one, what happened, children? Now many of those countries, those were a part of Russian Empire, they were broken out. They declared themselves as an independent country. But still there was a fear among those countries. Maybe one or the other country may attack on them for the sake of colonies and for the sake of one or the other things. So what happened, children? Lenin announced for the formation of USSR. Okay, so I hope it is clear, children, about this Lenin and about the Civil War, children. So in the year 1922, USSR was formed. What is this USSR, children? USSR was nothing but Union of Soviet Socialist Republic. So USSR was formed in the year Union of Soviet Socialist Republic with Lenin as the leader. So I hope it is very clear to all of you about the Russian Revolution. So what we discussed, children, once we reminded. So Russian Revolution, it is divided into the two parts. That is March Revolution of 1917 and October Revolution of 1917. March Revolution, this is a revolution that is related to the Tsar. How the people, the common workers, made the Tsar to left his throne. And which government was formed, children? Provisional government was formed. And then in the October Revolution, what happened, children? That October, just in 6 months, provisional government not satisfied all those, the promises, whatever they promised at the time of March Revolution to all the common people. They decided to continue in the war. They did not take any steps to control the shortage of food, to solve the economic problems. At the time, what happened, children? All the common workers, soldiers, industrial laborers, they established themselves into the councils. And what was the name of that council, children? Soviet. And then later on, they supported a party called as Bolshevik. Who was the leader of this Bolshevik? Lenin. Vladimir Lenin. And what we discussed? Lenin, he promised whatever the people they were in need, like to end the war, to decrease the prices of the food. What are the problems the people they were suffering for, the different essentials, the shortage, to solve those problems. Nationalized all the lands, redistribution of all the lands, nationalization of all the banks and the factories. And according to the promise, Lenin did it. And in the year 1922, it led to the formation of USSR. What is USSR, children? It is nothing but Union of Soviet Socialist Republic. And who was the head of this one? USSR, Lenin. Is it clear, children? So, Lenin, he ruled up to 1924. Lenin, he died in the year 1924. After his death, a new leader came to the power by the name Stalin. Now the next leader we have to discuss, children, about Stalin. So now, children, we have to discuss about the rise of Stalin now. About the rise of Stalin. Just now I said in the year 1924, Lenin died. And after the death of Lenin, a new person came to the power by the name Stalin. Stalin, he became the leader of Bolshevik. Okay. Then what was the work of Stalin? Stalin, he established absolute control in the country. He established absolute control, means everything was under his control. That means he did not rule only by the help of army or bureaucrats. How the Tsar Nicholas, he ruled. He kept everything under his control, children, and he put an end to all the opposition. There was no opposition at the time of Stalin. Children, are you understanding this one? There was no opposition. And whenever we say there was no opposition, that means definitely it is proving it is moving to the way of dictatorship, where only the leaders were having the rights to take the decision, to take all the policies and everything without listening any word from any other parties. No suggestions from anyone. So what he did, he established absolute control and he put an end to all the oppositions in the country. That is the first work done by this person. Second one, this person Stalin was very famous in the world because for the first time he began the program of planned economy in Russia. In which year? In the year 1922, he established a planned economy of 5-year plan period also we can say. I hope you know about the 5-year plan period. 5-year plan period, even our India, we also followed children since our independence. Till 1914, we followed this 5-year planning period. Now, from 1914 onwards, we are having Niti Aayog. So, let me clear to you what is this 5-year planning period, children. 5-year planning period is nothing but, children, the most important problem, the need of the country is taken, children, is picked up. And then 5 years, the government work on that problem to solve that problem from the country. Like agriculture, like development of industries, like electricity, power, supply of power, transportation, various things can be taken, children. What government think that is very important for the development of economy. So that planned system was started by Stalin. So what he did, children, he began the program of the planned economy in the year 1928. That is 5-year planning period. Then in this program there was a twin policy was there. What was the twin policy? The twin policy was collectivization of agriculture. Collectivization of agriculture and rapid industrialization. Now what is this collectivization of agriculture, children? Collectivization of agriculture, it means that instead of cultivating a small land, a small unit of land, if we cultivate, children, a small unit of land, how much of the profit we get it, children? How much of the the cultivation that we get it, children? It is production is less only. So what he did, he made under this program that all the small lands of the country were joined together and made that land as a big plot of the land and cultivate 1 or 2 crops to get more production. I hope it is very clear, children. Instead of cultivating in a small plots of land, all the small plots of lands were joined together. Make that land, the plots, as a one big land and cultivating on that land to get more production. That is called as collectivization of agriculture. Next one is rapid industrialization. Rapid industrialization, establishment of large number of industries in Russia for the development purpose. So these are all the works, children, of the Stalin. But we are smelling something here. What is that one? That in all these the Stalin, he became a dictator. Because in the first one only we are able to understand that this person, he did not want anyone to oppose him. What are the plans he took? What are the plans he prepared? He did, children. No one were having the right to oppose that plan. Okay, children. So everything he did according to his wish, according to his will. Is it clear? One work was good. It was very good for the development of economy, but in other one, he got some bad name, children. So this is about the Russian Revolution. So what we discussed in Russian Revolution in today's class, we discussed that Russian Revolution divided into 2 parts. March Revolution 1917, October Revolution 1917, then establishment of USSR in the year 1922, and then rise of Stalin, the work of Stalin. Then what was the impact of this Russian Revolution on the world? Impact, effect of Russian Revolution to the world. So children, when such a big revolution occurred, children, at the world level, so definitely impact may be the positive or the negative also. Both positive or the negative. So we have to discuss, children, about the impact of Russian Revolution. Impact of Russian Revolution we have to discuss on the world. The first impact. Russian Revolution inspired. Russian Revolution inspired many countries, those who were under the rule of kings, queens, or the emperors, like that. So this revolution inspired many people, many countries at the world level, children. So it inspired children, especially who were at we can say as followed the ideals of equality. It inspired especially to those who have followed the ideals of equality, and also we can say that it inspired to the liberal nationalism. It also inspired to the liberal nationalism. This is, we can say, as the impact of Russian Revolution on the world. What is the second one, children? Even our Indian leaders, our Indian, the freedom fighters and strong Indian leaders by the name M.N. Roy, Rabindranath Tagore, Jawaharlal Nehru. These leaders, they too inspired. They were, we can say, the followers of Russian Revolution. They inspired with this communist feeling of Russian Revolution. So this one we can say as children, the positive impact. Beside that, what are the impact on the world? Children, positive was good. Negative, you can imagine it. Stalin, he started his own rule like a dictator. Dictators means they won't let the people to enjoy the freedoms, to take their own decisions, even to oppose the government. So the people of Russia was horrified that after the Russian Revolution, it went to the hands of a dictator who did not allow them to live in freedom, live with freedom, children. So here the people were horrified that USSR suppress opposition. As you all know that oppositions play a very important role in any country. If government is doing something wrong, this is the opposition that makes the people to open the eye and to make it clear that what the government is doing wrong. But in USSR, no opposition. So by seeing this situation, what happened, children? One of the person by the name George Orwell. By the name George Orwell. George Orwell, a psychiatrist. This George Orwell, he wrote a novel by the name Animal Farming. He wrote a novel by the name Animal Farm. We can say the Animal Farm. The novel name was Animal Farm, where he highlighted the ideals of Russian Revolution. He highlighted the ideals of Russian Revolution were suffering in USSR. I hope you understand this one. Children, George Orwell. Okay. So George Orwell, what he did, he saw all the situation where the opposition were not allowed. There was no independence to the people. Freedom was not given to the people. Many problems for the people, they suffered. Children, collectivization of agriculture was a very good program. But you can also understand that in the collectivization of agriculture, definitely the farmers, they suffered a lot because of the loss of the land to the hands of the government, and their lands, but the decision was by the government what to cultivate, how to cultivate, and what will be the production, their profit. So in this way we can say that he mentioned all the problems of the people of Russia in his novel Animal Farm. Okay, and what he mentioned that ideals of Russian Revolution. What were the ideals of Russian Revolution? Economic equality, social equality, peace, that providing all the facilities to the people. All those were at the time of Bolshevik party under the Lenin. All those ideals were suffering, means not getting any solution in USSR, where the Stalin was ruling. So I hope it is very clear. Russian Revolution. I hope Any doubt in this one? If you have any doubt, you can inform the children. So this is about the Russian Revolution. Okay. So what we have to learn, children? We have to learn about the location of Russia in the world map, St. Petersburg. The capital of Russia, we should know where it is in the world map. So your work is that you have to practice continuously in drawing the world map and also the location of world map, that Russia and the St. Petersburg. Thank you, children.